What's up, everybody? Derek Lambert here. Go ahead and hit that like, subscribe, hit the bell, everything there. You guys check out the description. We've got a free chat room, Discord, as you can see. It's a great place for you to come and interact with other people who are have been addicted or are currently in addiction to talk about some of these things that we're all going through. Anyway, I'm going to talk about how one can know if they're a drug addict or an addict altogether. There's a few things to keep in mind when you're checking into this because, first of all, a lot of people will not diagnose you that are inside of a 12-step program. They leave that for you to stumble upon yourself. In the whole point of like the first step, no matter what program you're in, is the idea of admitting that you have a problem, your life had become unmanageable. Well, what does life include? I mean, we're talking about people who've had issues with family matters, employment. They take too many substances. They can't maintain or function properly in many ways. And then the funny thing is you've got drug addicts who know how to maintain a job, yet it still dominates their life. In many ways, they consume, they live, they work to use, and they use to work. And then there's those who know how to maintain, and they're borderline. They're heavy users, but they may not be full-blown drug addict. Now, I know that I'm a drug addict. I know that I'm also an alcoholic. I wear it as a badge of honor. I'm not scared of it. I don't run away from the word. In fact, it's protected me that I've openly stated this to medical professionals, employment situations, and just being open about it. Many people who've been in private struggling with this battle have approached me and said, look, dude, tell me, what do I do? This is what I've been doing. I've been, snorting cocaine too much. I've been doing this, been doing that. And I'm like, look, man, here's what I did. So once again, I can only tell you what I do and what I did. But one of the things that is very important, when I first went into a treatment center, I went into a detox center. And I was reading one of those pamphlets that they have, those trick pamphlets that really get you. And as I was reading it, it said, have you ever stolen from your mom? Have you ever stolen from your dad? Have you ever taken from your wife? Have you ever hurt your wife? Have you ever argued over the stuff? All of this is relating to the substance, right? Have you ever done these things to get or to use or to hide your substance? Any of these things, all right? If you've done and you've checked yes, you go to the back, you count how many you checked, and they put a statistic and a number on it. Sure enough, you bet your ass I was a drug addict, a full-blown one. And it scared me because I didn't want that label. I did not think I really was different like that. I thought maybe I just let it get let it get too far. I got carried away, that's all. I'm not a drug addict. Look, I've got my health. I still have everything going for me. I'm just at this treatment center because I got my ass kicked a little by this thing. Well, come to find out, I had a few more run-ins with drugs. So some people, they have to learn, right? And the sad part is with drugs versus alcohol, usually alcohol takes a long time to kill somebody. All it takes is one try with the wrong shit on the street, and there you are. That's it. You're done. You don't know what you're getting. It's not FDA or there's no one who's manufacturing this shit. I mean, you can go to a doctor, but even then, you're getting prescribed something. At the end of the day, it might kill you. It's just a truth. I'm not knocking it, and I'm not trying to discredit anyone who needs these things. I'm just speaking on behalf of those who've got their handed to them, and maybe just like me. So I found out I was a drug addict, and when the doctor was explaining how my addiction progressed from, you were swallowing 5 milligram you went to 10 milligram perks. You started doing Roxys and Oxys. Opanas, and now you're snorting everything. Yeah, we've got and he's taking all these notes, and I'm thinking to myself, okay, what is going on? What's he writing down? What's this mean about me, And I was really scared, so I checked myself out of detox. And he stopped me at the door because everyone was like trying to tell me not to. I felt like I just felt like a kid in church who's like, hold on, I'm a blasphemer. I feel like I've done something evil, and I'm trying to leave. And this doctor stops me and he just says, hey, Derek, I hope I never have to see you again, but I'm telling you, you have a disease of addiction, and I hope you overcome and beat this thing. I never want to see you walk in these doors again, and I hope you're successful. And I said, I learned my lesson from this one, Doc. Sure enough, I walked out that door and I started a program, right? Well, 2 years I had under my belt. And after those 2 years, and I started going to church and whatnot, because that was just the method. I was very religious. You could see me on YouTube as well. I'm not religious today, but I'm also not against the idea. I'm just not myself. I found out that I was an alcoholic as I began to drink. And I wasn't using. I just found out the hard way. And then I had my run-in with blacking out, and that's a whole nother story. So I know I'm addicted. And if you're asking yourself if you're addicted, ask yourself, is your home life all fine and great? Everyone in your household's great with this. Or are you alone and no one is there to judge that? And why are you alone? Are you separated from family and loved ones? So these are things like treatment centers and medical professionals would ask you these things, you know. They want to find out what's going on because they did the rat experiment, right, back in the 70s, and they put the one rat in the cage and they found out that it kept going back to the cocaine. It was alone. It didn't have connections. This is why we recommend early in recovery and period to get in connections with people. Get a sponsor, right? You've heard the saying. But just being connected with people is vital, okay? Whatever your approach is, I don't care method, I don't care what group, I don't care any of that. I'm not pushing anything. But getting connected with people who are like you. This is why we put the Discord down here in the description. You're going to get to meet people who are part of this YouTube family, if you will, but also a lot of people are going to start coming in, and at all times of the night, someone's going to message and just check, hey, what's going on, man? What's up? What are you going through? We've already had people approach that. So they did another rat experiment. And when they did this rat experiment, they did it with Rat World. And in Rat World, they had all these toys and all this cool stuff for the rats. And they had cocaine water and they had regular water, okay? Or you could use opiate water and regular water. Nonetheless, it was rare that any of the rats returned, and it was very few rats, specific rats, that returned back to that cocaine water every once in a while. But they didn't drink it to overdose. That's what they did when they were all alone. They only drank it every once in a blue, and then they'd go back to regular water. So it seems to me we drug addicts are antisocial in many ways, or if we are social, we're social in our abuse, but we somehow inside, I think, seclude ourselves. It's something personally. This is just something I experience. You might relate, you might not. That's okay. I'm not a professional at all. This is all about my relative experience with this. And if you do relate, I hope this gives you an understanding of more where you might fit in this, because it started to consume my life and it might be consuming yours. So they ask something. Once again, they'll say, because of addiction's complexity and pervasive consequences, drug addiction treatment typically must involve many components. Some of those components focus directly on the individual's drug use. Others, like employment trainings, focus on restoring the addicted individual to productive membership in the family and society. So, a variety of levels. Anyway, I think I could go on about this into another video discussing more on how I know I'm an addict. But if you relate to that, I hope you like, subscribe, share. Check us out in the Discord. The site's coming soon. Derek Lambert here, y'all.